Hello everybody, Big Plates here, and in this video, this is going to be the very first video for the 727 project, and in this one, I'm going to show you how I make these blueprints for these aircraft, like this one right here. So this is sort of going to be a multi-step process, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it for this one and how I'm going to do it. So let's get right into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to want to do is figure out the scale of the aircraft. So we know that the fuselage is about 12 feet or 3.8 meters. So we can equate that to about 12 studs. Again, this is my scale that I'm using, so you're going to have to figure out your own scale, but this is what I'm going for. It's roughly minifigure scale. So once you do that, you just search on the internet. This is just standard Google search. Just blueprints for the aircraft you're looking for. So in this case, 727-200 blueprint. And this is the blueprint that I found here. I like this one for many reasons. The first one is because it's more encompassing. You get all the angles and you get the 100 and 200 for whatever you want to do. And the second reason is it's a vector form, which means that it can be scaled, which means you can make it larger without it getting pixelated, which is going to be very important because we don't want any blurry lines. So if you can't find it in vector form, you can always use softwares like Inkscape here to put it in vector form. But since we found this one in vector form, we can just copy and paste it right over here to a Word document. And I already brought it over here. And what we're going to do is crop in. So zoom in what you want and go to the part of the aircraft that is recognizable and that we know. So this is the fuselage. The part that we know is 12 feet across or 3.8 meters or whatever it is. And we're going to take our plates or whatever and match that up. And now that we see that they clearly match, we know that this is the size we need it to be. So then you zoom in or crop in, and we're going to crop in the parts. Now, since I don't have huge printers to print this on, I'm just going to do it on your standard piece of printer paper. So I already printed this one out, and what we're going to do now is come down here. And this is going to be the direct view, so the front-facing view. And we're going to print this out here. So we're just going to crop into the area we want, like this. So that's going to be the nose, and we're going to print this. So as that's printing, we're going to then go up a little bit more. Probably come over here to this area right here. Print that. So you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. And maybe come up here. I know this is probably wasting the ink, but we're going to print this like so. And then we're going to come down here. Come here towards the end again. This might take a couple tries. Print this like this. And then maybe get the very tip out here like that. Try not to get too much more in the shot. Like so. And then come back over here to this side. Get this side. Again, I'm trying my best here to get as much in it as we possibly can while not wasting too much ink. Now, you want to leave yourself enough room to be able to match parts up, because a lot of times with the wings and fuselages, it can be hard to do that. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do here, and we're going to do this until we have the entire thing we want to print. Alright, now for the next step, you're going to need two things. You're going to need scissors, obviously, and you're also going to need tape. So we're going to take the blueprint, this one right here, which I have printed out. This is the, I believe, side view. So we're going to make this into the full scale blueprint. So what we're going to do here is, sorry, just hit the tripod there. We're going to take a couple images here, and we're going to start with, why don't we start with the nose, since that makes the most sense. So here's the main nose piece, and I printed this one out. So what we're going to do is take one of these images, right, and we're going to cut it to size right here. So what we're going to do is cut off the margins that printed with it, like this. Just like so. Alright, so we want to cut off the margins like that. We want to leave the margins on the other one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find something to identify where this goes. So see the circle right here? I'm going to use this circle to mark where it is. This is the print since I overlapped them a bit. We're going to use this circle and try to line that right up so it goes to right about here. All right, that looks about right. So yeah, now we're going to take our tape and we're going to tape it down here, right? And then we're going to tape it on, probably want to tape it up here first in case something goes wrong. Get rid of that. tape it up here. And then give it one more tape. Peel this off here. Give it one more tape on the back, like so. And you're going to see that now we have a larger piece that has the exact size of nose. And you can see, since it was a vectored image, these are very crisp lines, and it's going to look really, really nice when it's a final blueprint. So I'm going to do a time lapse here so you can see me doing all of these, and I'm going to come back to you when they're done to see how they turned out. So let's do that. Alright, now that I've finally finished the last one, we can do some comparing to see if we got the scale right. So here's that magical 12 wide plate that I used before for scaling, and we now know that the fuselage needs to be 12 studs wide. So we're going to match this up and see that indeed our plates are right on the money. That is 12 studs wide. So that means that this is the correct scale, and this is the blueprint. We're done. Now, this is something, dude, I am sort of interested in. This thing is massive. I did not think it would be this big. I mean, look at the size of this thing. I have a standard tape measure here in the Imperial system, and I'm going to measure how big it is because I'm a little concerned. This thing's huge. So, what is that? Oh, it's just a little under 4 feet long. This thing's huge. I did not know how huge this thing would be. So, yeah, I guess it is a little bit larger. I mean, it won't even fit on this table, so you can kind of see the whole blueprint. I did make the one, I think I made this one first. This is the one here that goes sideways, so you can see how that works out. It works out pretty well. Again, that'll be very useful for determining certain things. And then, of course, I threw together the one that is the head-on view. So again, these are how I make the blueprints. I hope that this was somewhat helpful for you. And the next step is going to be finding the right parts. Now, I can already see here, yeah, none of you better steal this idea because I'm going to be quite angry if you do, but those macaroni bricks right here for the engine intakes, I'm already seeing things that could work. Macaroni bricks with those curved slope tiles on top of them could use for these, right? And I think I could probably use my standard tires for these, and yeah, so that's all. That's the next step, is seeing what parts work best where, and then we can start building it. So this has been super fun. I'm really excited for this project, and yeah, that's all I really have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it somewhat useful, and yeah, that's going to be it. Bye for now.